Mr. Saints Godzilla 21. I just gotta say that. Can you make a video on Saints Row 4 glitches? Thank you.
Hey everyone, this is Mr. Saints Godzilla 21 and welcome to episode 20 of Best Glitches, the series where we look at games new and old and explore the greatest glitches they have to offer. Today we'll be taking a look at the absolutely absurd and over-the-top title, Saints Row 4. With the wild success of Saints Row III, Volition was quickly greenlit to make a sequel. However, due to THQ's financial concerns, Volition was given no choice but to expand their planned DLC for Saints Row III into their next full installment. Less than 2 years later, we have a game where you become the President of the United States, fight an alien empire, and have an assortment of superpowers in a Matrix-like simulation. For any game of this scale with such a short development period, it isn't surprising that hidden bugs made their way into the full release. Though, unlike other glitches, these imperfections are just as ludicrous as the game itself. With that said, why don't we dive into the best glitches Saints Row 4 has to offer? Up first is a method to escape the opening mission of the game, Zero Saints 30. Now, unless you're playing on the re-elected version of Saints Row 4, you're going to need the Executive Privilege Pack DLC. This gives you 2 cheat codes that activate 100% superpowers. With both cheats enabled, you'll want to play through the beginning of the mission until you reach this closed gate. To your left is an explosive barrel. Stand next to it and perform a charged super jump. This should ragdoll you towards the ceiling where you can then warp above it by pressing recover. Though, in case this doesn't work, a second method could be done by continuing through the level. After being saved by Asha, there'll be a mission marker that will start the Cyrus fight. Instead of touching it, use the superpower cheat to jump over the marker and you'll be able to freely traverse the final section of the map. From here, run through this doorway and super jump to the top of the missile. If you escaped using the first method, simply run along the top of the level and make your way to the same spot. For the final but hardest step of this glitch, you'll have to jump and glide north of the map while very slowly turning east. Your first dozen attempts will likely result in the player getting stuck in midair, but with just a little luck, you'll successfully escape the level and have full access to Stilwater. Some special elements of doing this glitch is a unique skybox, the camera being slightly zoomed in, and if you're able to escape the map using the barrel method, you'll even have the ability to perform knife takedowns on NPCs. You can even use an aircraft to fly back to the level, but I recommend using the Salem found at the Rosen Oak Zinn Tower to fly back inside. Next, we have a much more simple escape method for the second mission, Hail to the Chief. Like the previous glitch, well honestly for most of the mission escape methods, you'll need the Executive Privilege Pack to activate 100% superpowers. Now just play through the mission until Matt and Asha are abducted. From here, turn around and super jump through the ceiling. There will be very little hit detection, so you should be able to get outside through the left wall. And with that, you're free to explore a good portion of Washington DC that's normally inaccessible. Thankfully, the entire location has hit detection and very few invisible barriers, so you can traverse all the way to the Washington Monument if you like. You can even encounter NPCs which will occasionally spawn on the sidewalks.
That's good, right?
It's even possible to return to Steelport by jumping off the level, except you won't be able to see much due to the fog. Moving on, let's look at the weapon customization glitch. Head to any friendly fire and select Buy/Upgrade Weapons. From here, select a weapon skin you'd like to see on another weapon of the same type. For this example, I'll be selecting the Renegade gold-plated skin to place on the 9mm Tactical. Once the skin is equipped, you'll need some notoriety. The quickest way to do this is to simply kill the store clerk. Now, stand in front of the store's entrance and quickly go back into weapon upgrades and highlight the new firearm you'd like to see the skin equipped to. Make sure to only highlight the weapon and wait until you're attacked. Once you're hit, you'll be kicked out of the weapons menu. You will have to clear your notoriety before the final step, so I recommend purchasing the hack upgrade to make this drastically easier. Go back into the weapons menu, but this time select Gateway Weapons and you'll see the firearm with the new skin. Though before you select it, you must equip a separate weapon from the same class or the skin will revert back to normal. And with that, enjoy your new decked out weapon with a new skin. There are nearly countless combinations you can make with this glitch. Though, since this is a glitch, certain textures won't look perfect, but a majority of the skins work surprisingly well. My personal favorite has to be the Day of the Dead skin on the J7 rocket. You're sure to have a lot of fun coming up with unique combinations for this glitch. On to one of the most iconic glitches in the game, let's check out how to explore under the map. There have been multiple methods found to do this glitch, but by far the easiest method can be done by getting a small aircraft like the Salem and taking it to the base of the Zen mothership. From here, go to the left side of the alien structure and fly up between these two pillars. With a little trial and error, you should go through the wall and be inside. Now carefully descend past the tower's entrance and you'll be free to fully explore the map from below. Besides seeing the map above you, there are quite a few locations you can explore. Like here's a random collection of textures that even has hit detection. If you found that interesting, you can even fly to the interiors of the 3 Genki arenas used throughout the story. The easiest one to reach could be found here, which was used during the mission When a Plan Comes Together. You'll have to descend quite a bit, but make sure to go slowly or you may pass it and warp back up to the map. The other 2 arenas are a bit tricky to find, but they are roughly located in these 2 spots on the far east side of the map. One final location this glitch allows you to reach is the Saints' ship. Just head under the remains of the Saints HQ and it should be fairly simple to find by descending down. If you're using the Salem, you can actually enter the ship. Fly underneath it and slowly ascend up until your player's head is just barely poking through the floor. Press the interact button to get off the aircraft and you should warp right in.
Ow!
You'll now be able to explore the ship with your simulation clothing and even have access to your superpowers. There's quite a bit of mischief you can get into, like attacking your homies with superpowers, but none of them can be killed. Well, that is except Sid. With enough weapon damage, he'll explode into bloody chunks, but what's hilarious is that you could still interact or even romance him. Let's watch.
Alright, Sid, here's the deal. Maybe?
Well, that was certainly disturbing. On to another mission escape glitch, backed by popular demand, has 2 methods, one of which offers quite fascinating results. First, yep, you guessed it, you'll need to activate the 2 superpower cheats from the Executive Privilege Pack. The first method can be done right away by simply performing a super jump on one of the Morningstar vehicles. With any luck, the car will launch you to the roof and recovering will spawn you above it. To fully escape, you just need to walk off the edge and you'll fall back into the map. Though this method lets you explore the city with a slightly zoomed in camera and a unique filter, the second method is much more amusing. With the superpower cheats enabled, play through the mission until you reach the first cutscene. Now enter the next room and perform a super jump to simply leap out of the level.
Boss? Boss, are you there?
Kenzie? Great. Yeah, this can't be good.
Now you can check out the city with this warp perspective. Visiting stores will even cause weapons, vehicles, and even the player to float around. Once you're done messing around the map, you can take an aircraft back to the mission to get a better look around. You can even check out the part of the plane used for the cutscene. Next up, we have a couple glitches involving the mech suit. First is a simple launch method that's performed by diving into the windshield of any vehicle. Just as your feet break through the glass, pause your game and activate the mech suit from your phone. If done correctly, you'll be inside the vehicle as the mech and your car will dive into the air. The force of this glitch is so great that you'll bypass the sky barrier and go far above the Zen mothership. Eventually, you'll reach a point where the vehicle will despawn and you'll fall back into the map. This will cause the mech to get stuck in an endless falling animation. You can still move around and even dash, but the mech's weapons will be disabled. A similar mech glitch can also be done when fighting a warden. After starting the finisher, wait till you enter the warden's body, then go to your phone and activate the mech suit. Now simply complete the finisher and you'll be inside a glitch version of the mech.
Well, guess you're done.
Whatever weapon you were previously holding will be in the hand of the mech suit and can still be fired. It can be quite interesting activating the glitch and experimenting with different firearms. For one final bug involving the mech suit, we have the fan favorite Iron Man glitch. All you need to do is enter any store and activate the mech suit. This will trick the game into believing you're in the mech, except you'll remain on foot. However, you'll be equipped with the mech's turret and rockets. All you need now is an armored outfit and you'll essentially be Iron Man. Once you're done playing around with this glitch, you just need to equip a weapon or enter a vehicle to disable it. Moving back to the story, we have yet another mission escape glitch for Asha with Love. At the beginning of the level, activate the 2 superpower cheats from the Executive Privilege Pack. Now play through the mission until you take out the 2 guards in this room. From this point, make your way over to these crates before Asha begins hacking the door and perform a medium super jump to get above the level. Head back the way you came and now align yourself with this open vent. All you have to do now is sprint towards it and allow yourself to fall into the map. This last part could be a bit difficult. As you're falling, your player will eventually get stuck. Once this happens, press dash to hopefully bypass the barrier. This will likely take a few tries, but once you're through, you'll have access to the entire map. The streets will be entirely empty except for stores that will still have NPCs behind the counter. You can even perform the knife takedown on them. If you try changing your clothes at a gateway, some interesting side effects will occur. Your player will become completely naked with a floating head that resembles the default boss. And after leaving the gateway, you'll get stuck in a telekinesis animation and curl up in a ball when you stop moving. One final thing you can do is take an aircraft back to the mission. You'll be able to explore the entire layout of the level, but make sure to keep some distance from where you escaped or you might warp to the next portion of the mission. For the last mission escape method, we'll be glitching out at King of Stilwater. Before starting the mission, head to Friendly Fire and fully upgrade the alien RPG. Now start King of Stilwater and activate the Executive Privilege Pack's 2 superpower cheats. You won't be able to use the superpowers right away until you walk down the street and trigger Ben King to drive to the Saints' Church. Without taking any more steps, perform a super jump and glide towards the church. This will let you freely explore the next section of the level without having to deal with any Vice Kings. This also lets you mess with Ben King if you like. But back to the glitch, go to the cheats menu and enter in the weapon code Let's Rock. Now repeatedly activate the cheat until you have the alien RPG in your weapon wheel. Make your way to this location and position yourself next to this toilet paper. Now for the tricky part, fire the alien RPG near the ground to blow your player backwards. With any luck, your player will slightly glitch underneath the small platform and hopefully warp to the other side of this invisible barrier behind it. This will likely take you a couple tries, and in case you fall underneath the map, just fire the RPG above you until you warp back. Once you do finally glitch past the barrier, you'll have successfully escaped the level. From this point, making your way over to this location will load the on-track interior used in Shandi's simulation and the final dance cutscene. Unfortunately, there's no way to get inside, so you'll have to inspect it from above. To get back to the city, there's sadly no way of achieving so in single player. In co-op, however, you'll both need to perform the previous steps and take turns shooting at each other with the alien RPG starting from on track. This will take a ridiculous amount of time, but eventually one of you will bypass the invisible barrier that locks you in place and you can freely explore the city. You'll just need to get an aircraft and fly it over to your co-op partner so they can explore too. The benefit of going through all this trouble is that your camera will have a similar position to Saints Row 1's. Not many glitches can give you nostalgia for another game, so that's what makes this escape method so unique. Rounding up the video, we have 2 more glitches, but of course I've saved the best for last. Up first is a notorious glitch that allows you to run on air. Invite a partner to a co-op session and let them down you using the dubstep gun. Now simply get revived and immediately perform a super jump. And with that, you'll now be able to run on air. You can increase or decrease your player's height in the air by either tapping the jump or sprint button. You also won't be affected by the game's sky barrier, so you can use this to explore above the Zen mothership. Now, by the odd chance you're trying this glitch on an unpatched copy of the game on an arcade version of an Xbox 360, you can activate an additional glitch by calling in the Mech suit. This would cause your player to fall back to the map, except a lot of the game's visual effects would be entirely glitched out. Seriously, it's a shame this can't be done on modern devices because it was one of the coolest visual glitches I've ever seen. Anyway, besides running above the map, you can use this glitch to run underneath it as well. Just head to the Zen mothership and jump between these two pillars where there's no hit detection. Tap sprint to decrease your height and you can now run wherever you please. I should also mention this glitch could be done for your co-op partner, and it's certainly something seeing the game attempt to determine where they are on your screen. And now for our final glitch, we have the legendary method to customize aircrafts. This glitch is thankfully simple to execute, except you'll need the Screaming Eagle variant of the VTOL from the Commander-in-Chief DLC. With the DLC installed, go to your phone and select the Screaming Eagle from your vehicle delivery.
You bet, boss.
The goal here is to duplicate the aircraft in our heliport. This is done by getting out of the Screaming Eagle, then getting back in, and then holding down on the D-pad. What makes this an essential step for the glitch is that the duplicated Eagle is the only aircraft that offers the option to be customized. However, by highlighting the duplicated Eagle in your heliport, you can customize whichever aircraft that appears above or below it in the list. Say we want to customize this Eagle below it, we just have to press enter and down at the same time and it'll bring up the helicopter with the option to customize it. And behold, the only way to customize an aircraft in a Saints Row game without mods. Of course, not being an official feature, not all customization options will work properly or even result in some bizarre visual glitches. For the most part though, this functions surprisingly well. You can change the aircraft's colors, add upgrades, and to some degree select alternate decals and body mods. Sadly, certain aircrafts have very limited options like the Tornado and Void, but otherwise you can spend hours experimenting with all the unique combinations. Personally, I like making the Salem into a flying penetrator or upgrading the VTOL into a personalized death machine. Considering that this glitch adds a whole new dimension to the game's customization and it took nearly a decade to discover, it's without a doubt one of the greatest glitches in the series. And there you have the best glitches in Saints Row 4. This was a heavily requested game to cover, so I hope this video lived up to expectations. If you'd like to suggest a game for a future Best Glitch episode, please leave a comment below. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. A super special thanks goes to my Patreon sponsors: John, Sam Just, Delta, Big G, Red Skill 100, Dr. Purple Bunny 78, Gabriel Snyder, Fluffy Tail, Pokedex, and Specialist Angel Figueroa. Like always, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Take it.